good? I'm Markiedeejr Jr. I'm here to answer some questions with Sound of the Future.
Is that 508?
Yeah. Now I'm back in this shit. I'm just back in this shit. I'm back in this shit. I'm just back in this shit. Whoa. Now I'm back in this shit. I'm back in this shit. I'm back in this shit. Yeah.
Well, I'm Markiedeejr Jr. from Queens, New York, born and raised. And I'm a R&B artist, songwriter. Yeah, all that good stuff. I'll say, well, I'm a musician, so like I play drums and like congas and stuff, and like my whole family does music. So I play in a church, so I guess like when I was little, when I first started playing the drums, they had me like playing in front of like the whole congregation. I didn't know what I was doing. They just like, go up there and just play. And it was probably horrible, but the congregation was loving and supportive. So I think that was probably like my first taste of like music that like gave me this feeling like, okay, this is something that like I enjoy, and the gratification that comes from it. So my mom, she's a like real life singer. I'm a medium singer, but she's like a real life singer. So when she's up there singing and like she's in a choir or like directing a choir and stuff, I'm just watching like, the tenor notes, the sopranos, all that stuff. And, to transfer that to when you're doing harmonies and everything with my music, when I'm doing my stacks or whatever, all of that, definitely plays a part. Definitely the, getting the rhythmic cadences and all that, playing the drums, congas, all that good stuff. And really, like my sister, she played every instrument. My cousin, he's a pianist and everything. So like we got a little mini band, so we all just playing together and bringing that over to just the musicality part of just how I want like my music to really just stand out and be real, because I do R&B, so like that real sound of R&B, and then just doing my homework with like a lot of those guys come from the church anyways and bring that over. So it's like, oh, that just makes sense. So yeah, it's really just connecting those both worlds is really fun, and then you can see the parallels in it. So I try to, just blend that for real. Chris, that's my all-time favorite, I'm not gonna lie. So Chris, Tank, when I'm getting in my kind of like modern sound R&B bag, I'll say like Tory and Ty Dolla $ign. But I really like to delve into like that old school, early 2000s era, like, so really Tank, a little Mario, but it's more like that Timberland sound a little bit, them guys over there. But yeah, it's really like Chris and Tank. Those are, you think you blend those two worlds, that's kind of like where I try to reside, honestly. For a little minute though, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little, the mainstream anyways, it's been a little iffy. I mean, I feel like it's really just going through the motions of, all right, this is the standard sound and it's just a repetitive sound over and over. But a lot of underground artists and everybody, well, people on the come up, like they really, putting their all into it, they passion for real. And like you hear it, and I say that's where it's really bubbling and like a lot of the good music is. But now in the mainstream, I see like it's kind of at a good place. Like Kehlani got Folded, that's going stupid. She just put out the remixes with like all the, Tank, Brandy, those was crazy. Summer Walker got Heart of a Woman. Yeah, R&B's in a cool spot right now, I'm not gonna lie. They trying to make their comeback, but I definitely say the underground is like where it's at. Like I got a R&B collective called Restoring the Feeling, and like they put in work. It's producers, artists, they create some crazy stuff. So, and then when they on their own just networking and creating, it's like I see where like R&B can really go if like somebody really catches, So yeah, the state of R&B is cool and it's getting better, I think. Yeah, nah, not really. Maybe when I was first starting off, I was like really trying to like I mimic this sound or that sound. But once I really found who I am in this music space, I really just stuck with like my personal sound. And it was never really like I felt pressured to chase what was hot, what was current. It was just do me, honestly, and like whatever I was interested in. And I know like whoever listens or taps in, whatever the case is, and sticks around, they mess with that style or whatever I'm doing too. So, I feel like it was never a chase. It was just do me, and your community is gonna find you, and just been following that ever since, honestly. So it's called RTF, Restoring the Feeling, and we really just a bunch of creatives that love R&B, that's really just trying to really give it that love that it desperately needs. So like it's a bunch of writers, singers, producers, and we just creating, honestly, we just creating a bunch of music, trying to get stuff placed, trying to just create projects for ourselves. It's just anything that's music related, R&B, we're really tapping into. And it's important because one, you have that community that you guys can always fall on each other when artists go through them ups and downs of like, I don't want to do this anymore, whatever the case is, my stuff sucks, like, and you got somebody like, what, you're wilding, this is fire, keep going, you know what I mean? And we're definitely that, and we're just really putting the foot to the gas of trying to just build, connect, create some fire music that hopefully will last lifetime, generations, or whatever the case is, and just touch people and just be genuine to ourselves at the same time. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be seeing stuff coming from us, pretty soon, hopefully. But yeah, RTF is really dope, and I'm pretty sure that people gonna gravitate towards it because it's something that's been missing, and like the title, like the name, restoring feeling. So my thoughts on it, I feel like with anything creative, there's always gonna be collaboration. You get what I'm saying? And with music, I know with rap, it's like that's taboo. You know what I mean? That you gotta write your own raps. You feel me? I know people don't do it, but if you rapping what you're rapping, and you speaking truth, or trying to say you speaking truth and everything, you kind of it's taboo to have somebody write your bars for you and all that stuff. But I feel like with R&B or just any other music, the one on the production side, you got a pianist, you got a violinist, you got a bass player, a drummer, you guys are collabing to create production on that's one side. And then when it comes to, the pen, it really just depends on the person, honestly. Like I've been writing a lot of my stuff just by myself for the longest. And now that I have, RTF, some of these guys, they're crazy writers, talented. All of them crazy writers. Let me rephrase that. And sometimes they create or write stuff that like I'm like, nah, I didn't think of that or whatever, and it just builds your pen, like So hey, I think just collabing and stuff, and it's not I can't even say that even if someone wrote a whole thing, because like you got artists that will give a whole song away and someone else will go and record it, and what I mean, I don't mind that, honestly. It's like you gave them a hit, long as the paperwork and everything behind the scenes, all that is good money, what I mean? I think it's dope. If you're not out here jacking that, oh, I wrote this, I did, then you don't have to overtly say, yeah, they wrote it, whatever case is cool, but you give credit where credit is due. And I mean, but I get it though, where some people's like, nah, you gotta come from you get what I'm saying? But I'm not opposed to collaboration. I feel like the best comes out of collabs and just building with others and just multiple minds just kind of creating something out of nothing. The way that he's doing it, I'm not jacking at all. I'm not gonna lie. Timbaland's bugging. It can be used as a tool, I guess. I guess like in a sense of if, you kind of, I don't know, you can't think of lyrics at the moment and you just use it like as a reference to see like what it comes up with. And then, it inspires something and then you go and create something original. Not that you asking AI to write a whole song for you, go sing it verbatim, rap it verbatim, or you go to the length of actually having it make the entire song. All of that stuff's crazy. Not messing with it at all. Like there's something about music coming from a place of passion, a place of like realness, a place of like just true feelings that like AI really can't replicate. And to try and have like a machine kind of replicate that and pass it off as like real, or even just to do it, make money off it. It's nasty work. I'm not messing with it. Yeah, Timbaland that's a stain on his what he got going on. But yeah, I'm not messing with the AI music for real. I feel like early on it was really like a tool for me to really get out stuff that I haven't really been able to get out, like just past relationships, just thought processes that like was going on during that time. That I used to do poetry, so like my median was to just write it down on paper and just like write a poem about it, whatever the case is. But then when it transitioned into music, I took those old poems, redid them, made songs out of them, and I felt like a relief, you get what I'm saying? Or like just to hear it come out in that way, it was really like a true, it was just something that I really enjoyed, and it really helped me. So now it's still that in a sense, but it's a little more refined where it's not just raw. I'm just saying whatever that comes to mind or how I'm feeling. It's targeted, you know, it makes more sense, and it's not just me babbling on about how this girl broke my heart and like I hate her guts or whatever, you know what I mean? So I think all of that is definitely in play when like I'm writing and creating now. So yeah, it's interesting. It's a balance. I see myself as like dope, well-established songwriter in this game. You know, the artistry stuff I love, you know what I mean? And I think I'm always do, but I've recently found like, you know, some little success in songwriting for others. And I feel like that's a lane that I could really tap into and really just explore and be profitable and, you know, just do my thing over there and not have to deal with like the pressures of, you know, fans or real high expectations of delivering, you know, there's a lot of stuff that comes with artistry that like I'm not the craziest about. I'm a real reclusive guy. So being a songwriter, being behind the scenes and still being able to create like fire music and stuff, I think is dope. And I feel that's the trajectory of where I may go. But yeah, I think that's where I see myself in like 5 years, honestly. I got a mixtape coming out called Thug&B. It's a 9-track project. I'm just kind of playing around with like that early 2000s sound, more upbeat records on there and a few slow jams, of course, but I'm really just playing around with that sound, just having fun more so on this project. I got fire DJ in the city, DJ Benson Will hosting it, you know what I mean, on some like DJ drama vibes on there. And that should be coming out soon, or by the time this drops, I don't know, it may be out. Go bump that. But yeah, always working on music outside of that, you know what I mean? Just got songs in the tuck, but Thug&B, that's what's on my mind right now, what should be coming out or should be out. And yeah, I got a song off of there called A Little Taste that I feel like is a special one. And also a joint called Can I Love You? That's like a slow jam, a real like 90s love song type vibe on there. So yeah, Thug&B. Be true to yourself, be genuine, do good business. Yeah, all of those things, you just gotta stay true to yourself and do right by others, you know what I mean? Even if some don't do right by you, you still gotta do right by others. I feel like in this industry, that's how you build great connects, you build that rapport, and you get that sense of, oh, he's a guy that I want to stick my neck out for, you know what I'm saying? It's always tricky in this music industry because a lot of people are for themselves, trying to get the one up, all of that stuff. But just stay true to yourself. When creating music, doing music business, be genuine, be genuine. I know sometimes being fake is the wave for whatever reason, but just be yourself and everything should fall into place, honestly.
Back in the field, back like I never left, ready to spill. Only got one shot, I go for the kill. Could've went platinum with thoughts if a drill, but I found a better way without a deal.